Known for its exceptional natural beauty, divergent hiking routes, and volcanic activity, the Azores are a great destination for outdoor lovers and hikers. Officially known as the Autonomous Region of the Azores, this archipelago, composed of 9 volcanic islands, is one of the 2 autonomous regions of Portugal along with Madeira. Rich marine ecosystem and crystal clear waters make Azores one of Europe's most fascinating diving destinations. Join me as I take you through the most beautiful places to travel in the Azores. Number 6. Corvo. With a population of only about 420, Corvo is the tiniest island in the Azores. The entire island is an extinct volcano and is the product of its past eruptions. It's only about 17 square kilometers and doesn't feature on the usual Azores itinerary, receiving only about 1,000 visits per year. But don't let its size fool you. Corvo is an UNESCO Biosphere Reserve with protected waters, making it a place of excellence for snorkeling and diving. It is also known by birdwatchers as an excellent place to spot both endemic and migratory species. Despite all these options to explore, most visitors are attracted simply by the novelty of exploring such a remote and tiny island. Corvo was discovered around 1450, yet its settlement only started in the 16th century, as the island was too isolated and in lack of a secure harbor. Over the centuries, Corvo became known as a favorite refuge for corsairs, as, for a matter of survival, the inhabitants provided water and food and repaired their ships in exchange for their protection. An astonishing fact about Corvo is that it was only in 1963 that the island first received electricity and the first telephone cables were laid in 1973. Up to then, communication with the neighbor island, when a priest, a doctor, or other help was needed, was done by radio, and before that even, by means of smoke signals. Wow! Number 5. Flores, the Flower Island. The 4th smallest and most western island of the Azores carries its name Flores, fully justified due to the myriad of flowers and plants, with many seeds having been carried over from Florida by migrating birds, that grow on this island and make it one of the most beautiful and colorful in the archipelago. Flores is well off the beaten track. It's raw, exotic, and remote. This flower island, similar to Corvo, is best known for remote hiking trails and birdwatching. It features epic cliffs with numerous waterfalls, making it one of the top places to go hiking on the Azores. Although Flores doesn't have a huge amount of accommodation or restaurants, dedicated travelers make their way here for its raw beauty and remote edge-of-the-world feel. Flores is the place where your adventurous side takes over, powered by the dramatic landscapes, lush hills, and the charming roads embellished by vibrant hydrangeas. Gorgeous lakes, creeks snaking through the hills, and towering waterfalls cascading into lakes or plunging into the ocean. All of this world gives you Avatar vibes. One of the best spots to see waterfalls is Poco da Ribeira do Ferreiro, also known as Poco da Aragueña or Lagoa das Patas. Here, more than a dozen waterfalls stream down the vibrant green mountains and converge on the same lake. Number 4. Faial. You just cannot miss this island. The capital city of Horta is surely one of the Azores' prettiest capitals. It is built on the hill beside a pretty sailing harbor, with several old church towers poking up from different parts of town. The adjacent Bay of Pim is known as one of the best snorkeling spots in the archipelago. Faial is also legendary among sailors. It's the one place where recreational sailors crossing the Atlantic like to make a stopover. This gives the island a lively atmosphere during summer. All along the harbor barriers, you'll find colorful paintings left there by sailors to commemorate their journey, while Peter's Sport Cafe serves as the most important meeting spot where you can gawk at years and years of sailing memorabilia. The island has some great volcanic landscapes, especially its lush green central caldera and eruption site of Capalinas, where a volcano erupted in 1958. Walking around the gray and dusty landscape here will make you feel like you've landed on the moon. These are easily some of the most impressive landscapes in the Azores. There's also a cultural element to Faial, with several museums providing interesting insights into its whaling history, as well as its one-time status as an important transatlantic node for the early telephone and telegraph lines. Number 3. São Jorge. São Jorge is a tiny island with only an 8-kilometer width, but encapsulates an incredibly diverse cocktail of captivating sceneries. From cliffs and ravines to lakes and surfing spots, its main feature is the almost vertical coastline interrupted by small plains formed by lava flows called fajas. It has a strange oblong shape evoking the shield of an enormous, motionless sea monster. São Jorge is the fourth largest island of the archipelago and features a row of volcanic peaks lined up one after another. The striking green plateau is a paradise for keen walkers who are rewarded with magnificent panoramic views across countless pastures, neatly separated by hedges of hydrangeas and tree heathers. The island's indented coastline features mostly steep treetop cliffs, precipitating several hundred meters down into the ocean, the most impressive of which can be found along the north coast, where they can reach heights of up to 480 meters. Also characteristic of São Jorge's coastlines are the many tiny settlements dug at the foot of the steep, green-covered cliffs, often enhanced by waterfalls occurring on all levels. Some of these mostly remote settlements are still inhabited and can only be reached on difficult zigzagging paths, which are also used by keen walkers who love a bit of a challenge on their hikes. 2. Pico, the mountain island. Pico is the second largest island of the archipelago. Known within the Azores as the Black Island, Pico has a distinctive character all of its own. The reason for its nickname becomes clear as soon as you set foot ashore. Its soil is black as ink and its windy roads are contoured with walls of dark volcanic rock. The landscape of Pico is undeniably dominated by Mount Pico, the highest peak in Portuguese territory. In fact, it is this unique combination of perfectly in-sync mountain and sea scenarios that makes Pico so special. With its birth from volcanic explosions only happening estimated 300,000 years ago, Pico is the youngest island of the archipelago, so the landscapes can sometimes be darker and rockier. Pico is known mainly for its unique vineyard culture. You will see many landscapes checkered with little walls made from volcanic rocks, there to protect the vines against the harsh elements. It is a typical feature that earned parts of the island UNESCO World Heritage status. Pico is a top whale-watching destination worldwide, an activity that fortunately has replaced the old whaling tradition in the 20th century. Pico offers a good network of roads on which it is possible to drive all around the coasts and visit the interior of the island, offering magnificent views across landscapes of outstanding savage beauty, with the all-dominating Mount Pico to be seen from everywhere, as well as the deep blue Atlantic and the neighboring islands. Number 1. São Miguel, the Green Island. Best known for a great introduction to the Azores, São Miguel is the largest and most varied island of the archipelago. It contains a little bit of everything the entire archipelago has to offer. Around 2/3 of tourists who come to the archipelago visit São Miguel. It makes sense as it's the easiest island to reach internationally, and being the largest island, it also has by far the most things to see and do. If it's your first time to the Azores, then São Miguel is a great place to start. It's one of the best islands for hiking because of the varied and lush landscapes, but also because of the number of hikes available. It's the only island to have lots of volcanic steam vents and hot springs. At São Miguel, there's enough to keep yourself busy for at least a week. There are majestic lakes reminiscent of ancient volcanic craters, dark volcanic sandy beaches, and outdoor hot springs to relax in. Pasture and herds of happy cows chilling on the lush hills are the most common scenery, though. After all, this is the Green Island for a reason. The island is also a paradise for hikers, with dozens of official trails making their way across all kinds of landscapes in various shapes, sizes, and difficulty levels. The viewpoints at Sete Cidades are known Instagram spots, and the island does get busy in the summer. That said, if you could rent a car, then it's easy to visit São Miguel's more remote and charming villages. The favorite parts of most visitors of São Miguel are the far west and far east. All in all, the Azores is an extremely diverse archipelago with all its amazing natural beauties, its rich history, its cultural heritage, and of course, its genuine hospitality, making it one of the popular tourist hotspots. So, what do you think? What do you think about this fantastic archipelago? Would you like to add the Azores to your probable list of travel destinations? Who would you like to tag along to the Azores? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and like us. I will see you next time on the channel. Until then, it's goodbye.